She doesn't like it. Hi, I'm Bex. And this is Kathryn. If you haven't seen our previous videos, we are a married couple who are starting the process of IVF and wanted to make some videos about the process. What?
I think I'm just smiling at you. So I was trying to think of songs that contained the word trial and cycle, seeing as you screwed your face up last time at the song that I sang. And all I could think of was Queen, I Want to Ride My Bicycle, but replace the word bicycle with trial cycle, which I'm not going to sing because I can't sing.
I can just put it in, you already sang it.
Oh, great. Thanks. I want to do my trial cycle. The trial cycle basically is a trial cycle.
What?
Shocking, I know. Of the medications that you take to prepare yourself for fertility treatment. I assume to make sure that they work okay. To be fair, we literally haven't been told, have we?
No, it's to see how the lining of my womb
proliferates.
flourishes.
No.
What?
Well, just flourishes makes it sound like it's like a plant. I'm just gonna water that lining.
Blood plant.
Oh! Delete that. There's a fly. God damn it.
Flourishes.
Okay. Proliferates is fine. Okay, so basically Bex has got to inject every day
Buserelin.
buserelin acetate.
Yeah.
And it is a gonadotrophin releasing
They don't
hormone
need to know that.
analog. Yes, they do. They might know.
Just
People might watch it who are scientists.
Okay, well they don't need to know that. So I inject this every night, every evening or so.
And basically the purpose of this is to like switch off like your hormonal cycle, so you're kind of like starting with a blank slate.
The problem with that is that you do get menopausal, potentially get menopausal symptoms.
This video is featuring a fly, FYI.
I don't really feel like I've got like hot flushes or anything like that, but would you say over the past week I've been a bit more moody and a bit more irritable?
I don't feel like it's in my best interest to answer this question.
Why? Be truthful. I know I have.
So why are you asking me then?
It's come from a third party.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
You might have had hot flushes, but it's very warm here.
It is, yeah, it's like warm at the moment, so it'd be very hard to tell whether I've had hot flushes or not. I don't think I have, but I've definitely felt myself be more irritable and annoyed very easily.
Should just
this past
basically
week.
using it as an excuse to be moody.
I'm not using it.
I mean, literally last night you were like, what's the medication?
Well, no, because it is. See, I'm getting annoyed already. No noise. We are just going to show a little clip of us injecting and like the method of getting the medication out of the bottle, etc., etc. So if you have a phobia of needles or anything like that, then I would say skip ahead like 20 seconds.
And when she says us, she means her. I'm not involved in any way in injecting. 58 British pounds. What? Bearing in mind a normal prescription is like
£8.60.
£8.60. So basically what happens is you take this medication for X amount of days and then you go into the clinic and you have ultrasound scans done to check basically what is happening, what is flourishing, as Bex said. Once the scans are done and everything's like shown to be fine, then you start taking the pills, which we don't really understand, because like if this is switching off your hormonal cycle, we don't get how that's going to make your endometrium go. But this is just like a synthetic estrogen, so...
Yeah, but you have another scan at the end of these.
These things are not really explained.
Yeah, I feel like it's like, do this, ring us when this happens, come in when this happens, do this.
And I think like it's fair enough, because I think some people like won't want to know stuff like that, but like...
You do.
Maybe we should just say, please give us draw me a diagram, thank you. Show me the endometrium.
So yeah, after you finish the injections and you've gone in and had a blood test and an internal scan, you then start taking these 1-3 times a day for I don't know how long, and then you have another scan, and that concludes the trial cycle, and hopefully they find that everything is
Okay.
working as it should.
Yeah, this is the thing, you kind of go into this just assuming that everything's totally fine when it might not be. So I guess you have to kind of brace yourself that you could get information in this that you don't really want to know.
Yeah.
Imagine they're like, you have not got a womb!
I mean, they've already been in there.
Wombless.
A womb without a view.
Womb free.
They've already been in there. I've definitely got one.
Who's been in there?
The woman with the one.
Which woman?
The consultant.
I'm joking, I made it sound like she was in there. That's fine.
Oh, I need to go get my banana bread.
Okay.
Bye.
See how your priorities are.
Pause the video.
Bex has made a banana bread tonight, and it's the first time she has ever made a banana bread. She's eaten it once and she was very excited by the taste, so she's decided to make her own. I feel like I've known her to bake like 3 times in the 6 years I've known her, and she texted me before, because I was upstairs doing work and she was downstairs cooking, to say that the inside was burnt and the outside was raw. So, safe to say, I'm really, really excited to eat this banana bread. How is it? How is it? It's done! Maybe we should show you. But I don't want to make people jealous. Yeah, bring it through! See? She's just going to be wonderful. Oh, it looks nice! Oh, it's hot.
Well, I mean,
It's nice. A little bit charred, but...
It's a little bit on the brown side, but...
Looks lovely. Good job. Go team! Are we poked in the middle? Has it flourished? It flourished!
That's it for the trial cycle, really. There's not much
Let's
else
talk about sperm, baby. I made up the song while you were gone.
Okay.
Let's talk about you and me. I didn't really make it up because it's already a song.
It is, but you have...
Does this mean we need copyright?
No.
Paid copyright?
No. So yeah, we thought we'd talk about our sperm donor process. Oh, the MERM.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Thought we'd talk about the sperm donor process and how slightly irritating it can be.
Well, we went on a rant, didn't we, in like the first video? Shock horror. Hello, Lottie! Hello!
Carry on.
Camera invader. But anyway, so we were looking at London Sperm Bank, biggest one in the country, and then when we like rang up the lab, at the fertility clinic, which is what you've got to do. They basically said they don't have a contract with them. It'll take a few months to set up, which doesn't really fit with our timeline. So that, like, we need to use Manchester, who've got this kind of
Semovo,
like weird method of like they only send you 2 sperm donors at a time.
So rather than looking at it like a catalogue like you do on the London Sperm Bank website, you put in kind of a very basic criteria, and the criteria itself is quite annoying as well because it only lets you choose like light brown hair.
But you can't put
a few options in. Basically, they send you 2 profiles. They hold them for 5 days so nobody else can.
Which is good. Like, I guess in that sense,
you're,
in the sense so you're not getting like
you don't get rushed. Like,
attached to a sperm and then it being snatched away from you.
So they send you 2. You have a look through them, and they basically include occupation, hair colour, eye colour, race.
That's kind of it. So like, there's certain websites where like men go on it and like basically offer to sell you their sperm. Kind of bit dodgy in my opinion, but there you go. But like the downside of that, like there is benefits to doing it that way because I feel like there's more selection and there's not the sort of like hoops to jump through, but they don't do as rigorous like health testing and like genetic checks and stuff, which we kind of wanted. And then with regards to using a known donor, like we talked about it, but we wanted somebody who was close enough to us that we knew we liked them and like knew enough about them that we'd be happy to have them as half the genetic makeup of our child, but then didn't know, like wasn't in our life enough to kind of be in the child's life, because like obviously it's totally different for every single person, but we decided that we didn't want to like raise our child having somebody as like their uncle to then decide, like find out that they were the sperm donor. That was just something that we chose not to sort of
I think as well through. Like you know, this child is going to be our child, not our child and the sperm donors.
So carry this up. Yeah, so like today we forever saying so, I apologise. Yeah, so when we're looking at it today, we were just saying like, do you spend time going through loads and picking the ideal person? You know, you might pick one and then the next one to be sent's even better, or you don't go with the one that you kind of liked and then they get taken away from you. And yeah, I feel like for a lesbian couple we have spent a lot of time discussing sperm.
Yeah.
Like the London one's like a bit better because it gives you a lot more detail, doesn't it? Like it tells you things like allergy status and stuff like that, which we've got a lot of dogs. I don't want a child who's going to have allergies to dogs.
Please, no.
But like I would say the Bex, like the things it gives you, like, so it'll say like race, it's like Caucasian, but then what if they're really, really pale? And I'm very pale.
Oh no, sorry, what? Kathryn is under the impression that she has...
Right, the camera probably lies.
Olive skin. Now I'm sorry, but she's Scottish and therefore pale.
There's people in Scotland who are not pale.
Majority of people in Scotland are pale, including you.
You're pale as well, though.
But I've never said I've got olive skin.
All I meant was I tan easily, which is what olive skin is in my head. I told you, I'm more of a green olive than a black
you know, olive. It's okay if, you know, we do have a sperm donor who's pale because her olive skin will obviously counteract that. No?
I agree with everything you just said. I'm glad you're on board.
None.
Yeah, I don't know how it is in other countries, but in the UK, it used to be the case that you could donate sperm and like it was done anonymously in the sense that like the kids could never find out who you were, which in some senses, I imagine for the people donating is a good thing, depending on what your motivation is to do it. It kind of like left, I think, from reading stuff, like a lot of kids, you know, wanting to kind of know who their father was and not really getting that answer. But there's networks where they can, like, the kids can sign up and like find one another, but just not their donor. So they changed all that. So now the child gets like access to sperm donors' details when they turn 18, and like from what articles I've read and stuff, there's been like a massive drop in donations since that's come into play, which I do totally understand. Like, I just think like
you don't want 10 kids showing up at your door when they turn 18.
And it's not just something that you're taking on yourself, but if you are somebody who's like a young guy at university and you've decided to do this or whatever, and then you like meet somebody and like get a partner and you have a family with them, or not, if you're just with somebody, like how do you approach the topic of, by the way, in
I donated sperm
20
10
years time
ago.
like, yeah, we might have these kids right rocking up on our doorstep. Again, from things I've read, like I've sort of read stuff saying like from the start, like with your child when you're in a same-sex couple, or I guess if you're a single woman who's used a sperm donor, like that you should talk about it as much as possible from like a young age, even before they can understand what you're saying, so it kind of like normalizes it and you kind of get used to saying it, and then obviously like then that means when it comes to like talking about it properly, that fly is really angry.
Yeah, he is.
There was a moth last time. When it comes to talking about it properly, you've kind of like approached the subject a little bit.
Yeah, I guess. I think that's it, really.
I'm excited to eat this banana bread.
I just hope it's okay.
I'm sure it will be.
It's got chocolate chips in it, you know.
I know. I asked you to get
Chocolate chip banana bread.
So currently the next steps are waiting for you to go for your scans and stuff.
Yeah.
Ooh, and you've got an obstetrics appointment next week, which is to do with like Bex's back condition and like the ins and outs of
pregnancy, like being pregnant while having my condition, and also giving birth while having my condition. It would need to be under a specialist team, I guess, to check everything kind of.
Yeah, I guess it's just like whether or not you need to have a C-section, or tips. Like if anybody's gone through the process and has any tips on like what you did or didn't do when it came to like picking a sperm donor, feel free to let us know, because right now we're kind of back and forth.
Yeah.
I feel like you would just pick somebody really, really quickly.
I've already picked about 4 and they keep disappearing.
Yeah, that's the problem. This, not so much with this bank though, because they reserve them.
No, yeah.
I just want a little picture, just a little sketch.
Even like a blurry
drawing,
one?
A little drawing.
A blurry
Get
photo?
someone to go on Paint and draw a picture of them on Paint and send that to me.
I mean, how good is the person on Paint? Because
I don't even care.
I mean, if you asked me to draw a picture of you on Paint, it would be a stick figure, so that's not going to help no one.
Enough to like give an idea of what they look like. I feel like I sound really shallow, like talking about like what they look like, but I just kind of don't really want you to deliver a baby and me be like, oh my god, like no idea of what the child's gonna look like. All babies are beautiful. That is you literally think that every baby is ugly. I don't. No, that's not true.
Okay, you think a lot of babies are ugly.
No, I don't. I'm very open-minded, and I am of the belief that you can't just think a baby is beautiful because it is your baby. Like, you must know that it is.
But sometimes really ugly newborns turn out to be cute kids.
They just
really
all look
pretty
like grumpy
newborns.
old men. I don't think they're ugly. You have to cut this whole thing out. I can't be saying I think babies are ugly.
You do think babies are ugly?
Sometimes. I love how I'm like the least shallow person ever, and this is just making me sound like a knob.
We want to discuss kind of what the different methods are and how we chose.
Wait, that's not that. Wrong thing.
So the next one we will discuss what the different methods are, and
that is a method.
That is a method, not with us. And how we came to the decision to do reciprocal. And I think that's it.
And now we're going to go and eat
banana bread.
Possibly raw banana bread.
It's not raw, I've checked it.
Have you?
Yeah. No. I cooked it from scratch.
I know.
Let's go eat it.
You didn't even stay on the screen for the trumpet.
Oh, bye trumpet.